Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is an awesome cold fall day today, and I thought it was the perfect day to go over something that has been on my mind with all of you guys. Have you ever noticed that in the day and age of scrolling and swiping that the holidays have become kind of more of a competitive sport? Excuse me. Anyways, social media feeds are filled with towering trees, color-coordinating ornaments, and porches styled by a fleet of elves that look like they all have degrees in interior decorating. Influencers unveil their seasonal setups with cinematic flair, garlands cascading down staircases, tablescapes worthy of a centerfold magazine spread, and curated corners that whisper, "You should be doing more."
Well, you should.
Excuse me, did I ask for your opinion yet? No, thank you. Some people are so rude. Well, here's the truth, and something that I had forgotten that I am remembering once again. Holiday magic doesn't live in excess. It actually lives in intention. And sometimes the most enchanting expressions of the season can be found in one bay window. Meet Silas Payne, the gentleman window of holiday cheer. And he's not just a window. He's a character. A British gentleman with a flair for drama and a fondness of twinkle lights.
Hello. So nice to meet you all finally.
Silas doesn't need a 12-foot tree or a giant sleigh placed inside of him. Although I have done that. He just simply asks for a bit of garland, a spark of holiday cheer, even just some candles. He's proof that personality and presence can outshine production.
Thank you for such a beautiful introduction, Sean.
Well, you're welcome, Silas.
Making me blush.
It's true. Decorating Silas for each holiday and season has actually become a ritual in my home. Not for likes or shares, but for the actual joy of storytelling to all the passerbys who see my window. One year I had Silas all done in a winter wonderland with Frosty and Rudolph and Yukon Cornelius. Another year it was a whole village with a post office and a skating rink, which, by the way, wasn't all that great of an idea with my cats. Lesson learned. He's a stage. He's my mood board. He's my muse, if you will. And he's here to remind us all that small scale doesn't mean small-hearted. Now, the only holiday that I really decorate for is Christmas. That's my jam, that's my vibe. I go all out, every single room is done. But I do like to decorate for the other holidays as well, just not in that grand kind of style. And that's where Silas comes in. I want to concentrate all of my efforts into one area because, as I always say, what goes up must come down, and having everything in one spot is so much easier to me. I don't need a whole house full of decorations for the smaller holidays like Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Halloween, Easter. Holidays like that, yeah, maybe you could find, a tablecloth on my dining room table to reflect the time of season we're celebrating, and my front porch is always decorated for whatever season and reason to greet my visitors. But that's pretty much it for the smaller ones. That doesn't mean I don't want to enjoy them though. And today I'm going to show you how I create a great windowscape for very little money. Are you ready for some Halloween decorating, Silas?
I'm more than ready, Sean. I've been waiting for this moment. What's my theme this year?
I'm thinking Halloween Town, as in Jack Skellington.
I'll be the envy of every window on the block. Just promise me one thing. No glitter. I still have it in places I'd rather not speak about.
I promise. Now let's make some magic. While I truly appreciate the efforts of the over-the-top creators, I find social media has a way of turning celebration into performance. We tend to chase trends, Scandinavian minimalism one year, maximalist nostalgia the next. We worry if our wreath is too sparse, our light's too warm, our wrapping paper's not photogenic enough, and the lighting in the house just isn't right. But you know what? The holidays aren't a brand campaign. They're a season of memory making, of cozy corners, and just happiness. When we decorate for ourselves and not for the algorithms, we actually reclaim the spirit of the season, and that's what this video today is all about. You don't need a bay window with a name to create your own Silas moment, although I do highly recommend it. You just need a focal point that feels like you. Maybe it's a shelf or a mantle, maybe a windowsill, or perhaps even the top of your dresser. Choose one spot and pour your whole heart into it. Drape it with something like garland or paper snowflakes. Add a light source like fairy lights or candles, maybe even a lantern, and definitely include something personal. And then for fun, give it a name. Just trust me, everything's more magical and fun when it has a name. I actually couldn't find Sally, and I didn't have the time to create something so complex, so I opted for another integral part of Jack, and that's the Christmas tree. To make it, I simply bought an 8-inch cement column for just under $11, drew out the shape of the Christmas tree door on it, and then I cut it open kind of on 3 sides. I pulled it apart a little bit. I wanted to give it some depth to the door to make it look like it was opening a bit, so that when I add the light to the inside of a tube, hopefully it'll really emphasize the door being there and the Christmas tree and it opening, you know. I went over everything but the door with Chocolate by Dixie Belle, which I also added a bit of texturizing medium to, just to kind of give it a little depth, because the tree in the movie was made with some kind of like a clay over it and then they dragged through it, and that would be way too much clay, so I opted for the faux finish. I also went over the door using a fusion green, also with the texturizing in it, and then I sealed the whole piece before glazing it, and then I added a faux emphasized grain using black paint and a paintbrush, and I capped it off with just a few decorations from my private stash and a pseudo doorknob to complete the effect. I did measure this piece and I wanted to keep it as tall as it was so that I could use some of my leaf picks to just drape over the top edges and it would look like it really filled the window. I have to say though, I was so tempted to spray those leaf picks black, but I refrained. The 2 focal pieces to make the scene feel like Halloween Town are the tree itself and Jack with 0, which came from Home Depot for $60, and I really, really love it. On a side note, they need to make a Sally. Just saying. Everything else in the scene is a filler to just kind of create the visual environment. Some spooky lights, plastic fence panels, a little bit of cobwebs, and even a black lace cobweb curtain. All these things are visual aids to complete the effect I'm going for, and the majority of them, minus all the lights, did come from the Dollar Tree. You can go cheaper with the fillers when you actually have a pretty decent focal point, which helps to keep the budget low and the impact high, exactly the way I like it. I face my display backwards because knowing that people driving by are going to look at this and smile with appreciation is why I do it. It makes me happy in that capacity. This really isn't for me. Well, I mean, it is, but it isn't. This is for Silas and for the world. And seeing it at nighttime is exactly what it's all about. Look how good this looks. The lighting in there is absolutely perfect so that you can see every detail to this. I love Jack and 0, and I love how that tree came out. It is so cute. And even the fillers on the bottom, including lights and a pumpkin, some flowers, all of that adds to this visual aid, and they're all things that I actually had, to be perfectly honest, including Oogie Boogie on the outside, because, come on, can you even have Halloween Town without Oogie Boogie? I really love how this came out with minimal effort, little money, and the visual impact is just really off the charts. What do you think, Silas? Are you happy with it?
Oh, Sean, you have outdone yourself once again. I love it, darling girl.
This year, let's give ourselves permission to do less but feel more. To decorate with meaning, not metrics. To let our homes reflect our hearts and not our follower count. We don't have to keep up with the YouTube Joneses. It is okay. We can admire them all for their efforts and the grandness of their homes, and even live vicariously through their decorating without feeling like we have to keep up with them. Because we don't. Silas Payne will be dressed in his best season after season and holiday after holiday. He'll wink at passersby and whisper,
There's magic here, and it's just enough.
well, I'm going to get going. I've got things to do, and I also want to start planning my next window. The creme de la creme of all windows, the Christmas window. Well, Silas, enjoy your spookiness while you can, because when Halloween is over, we are jumping right into Christmas.
Christmas? Already? But I haven't finished emotionally processing all this. Okay. It'll be fine. I'll be ready for the shift from spooky chic to festive and fabulous. Just no elf hats, please. I'm a window, not a mannequin.
I make no promises.
Wait, what about the ending? What am I gonna do with that girl? Hey, I've got this. Well, give this video a like and comment below what you think of my curated casement of spectral delight. And thank you all for watching the Silas Payne Show.
Silas.
Ta-ta for now.